Hello and welcome to the virtual information session about the master's program in applied economics and graduate certificates in economics at the University of North Carolina, Greensboro. My name is Martijn van Hasselt. I am the Director of Graduate Studies for the department. And if at any point after today's presentation you have questions about our programs, please feel free to email me at the address that you see here on the screen. Today, I will talk about why you may want to consider a master's in applied economics at the Bryan School. We will go through some of the specifics and structure of our programs. Then we'll move on to career resources and some details about admissions. But first, what are some of the reasons why you may want to consider a master's in applied economics at UNCG? Our program is quite unique and our alums have good success after graduation. Also, the degree really prepares you for a very broad range of career options that you can obtain at a relatively low cost, but with a really high value. The uniqueness of the program arises from the fact that it is the only fully online master's in economics in North Carolina. And our program offers a very nice combination of both economic theory and economic reasoning, as well as the statistical and econometric foundations of economic analysis. After graduation, our alums typically earn quite a bit more than someone with an undergraduate degree, with starting salaries in the range of 55 to 85,000. And we also have quite a strong alumni network, so it will be easy for students to remain connected with fellow students as well as the department itself. Our alums really have spread out across a wide range of organizations and institutions. You see a couple of examples here on this slide, but they really range from positions in private industry, consulting firms, positions in banking and insurance, to government agencies at all levels, as well as nonprofit organizations. With that broad range of options also come a broad range of activities or responsibilities that our students assume in those positions. And these could range from the more technical tasks such as model assessment, forecasting, risk analysis, just to name a few, to positions that are more centered around policy and economic analysis. Another reason why our master's degree is quite unique is that it offers a very high value for a relatively low cost. As you can see here from the table on your screen, the estimated program cost for an in-state student is somewhere between $15,500 and $16,500, depending on whether someone moves through that program on a full-time or a part-time basis. As far as the program itself is concerned, we offer hands-on real-world training in terms of analyzing large data sets and working with software that is also used in private industry and government. The classes are, class sizes are quite small, which means that it will be easy for students to collaborate and work together with their fellow students. And it will also be easy to interact with faculty. Our faculty are not managing very large online classes and therefore are able to give students, plenty of assistance and attention. Finally, another sort of appealing aspect of our programs is that they offer a lot of flexibility. Um, Students can either start with the master's program right away and then add what we call stackable certificates, or they can start with the certificate and then later on transition to the master's. And as I mentioned earlier, there are also ways to complete these programs either on a part-time basis or a more full-time basis. Our master's curriculum consists of a number of required components, which you will see on the left-hand side of your screen. These involve standard theory courses in micro, macro, and econometrics, as well as courses in data methods and policy analysis. That rounds out the required part of our master's program. And that is then complemented with a number of electives that can range from anything in the sort of analytics space to courses in health or cost effectiveness. For students in our master's program, it is possible to also obtain that master's by first starting with a certificate. Certificates are 12 credit hour programs, and one could start with a certificate, add a certificate, and at that point, a student would only be about 12 credit hours away from obtaining a full master's. So the certificates are one potential pathway towards obtaining a master's degree because the coursework that is completed as part of the certificate will also count towards the master's. As far as certificates are concerned, we offer three. The first one is our certificate in the economics of health analytics, which, as the name suggests, has a focus in health economics. And the estimated cost for an in-state student for that program is about $6,500. Our second certificate is Foundations of Economic Analysis, excuse me, and it consists of three courses, namely micro, macro, and econometric methods. And finally, our third certificate is called the Certificate in Quantitative Business Economics, and that has a more quantitative focus. It consists of four courses, but still 12 credit hours, and again, an estimated program cost of $6,500. For students who are potentially interested in continuing beyond the master's, I should say that we do offer an online PhD program. This is an economics concentration that's part of a larger PhD in business administration program here in the Bryan School. The curriculum for that program ranges between 45 and 66 credit hours, and we only offer fall admission to that program. I should note here that for our master's and certificate programs, we will consider applications for both the fall and the spring term. For anyone who's interested in getting a student perspective on everything that I've just mentioned, please feel free to contact one of the two people that you see here on the screen, or both. Nathan Christman and Shannon Hahn are both current students in our online program. They are our graduate student ambassadors. And again, if you'd like to get a student perspective on how our programs work and what their experiences are, please reach out to them using the email addresses that you see on your screen. We're fortunate that the Bryan School offers a very wide range of career resources. And these include employer connection events, as well as one-on-one career coaching. That coaching can take the form of helping with searches for jobs and internship, to reviewing resumes, to doing practice interviews, and participating in all kinds of workshops. I should say also that some of these events may be in person, but many, if not most of them, are also offered virtually. So students who are not on campus will be able to take advantage of these resources. The admissions requirements for the master's program are relatively straightforward. We will require a bachelor's degree from an accredited institution, plus one of the following: either a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or higher, or a set of GRE test scores, or a graduate certificate in economics from UNC Greensboro. And that certificate can either be a certificate that's in progress or that has already been completed. And I will say that we highly encourage non-economics majors to apply as well. You do not need to have an undergraduate major in economics to be eligible to apply. Um, the application documents for both our certificates and master's programs are shown in this table. The application for the certificates is slightly easier in that that application does not require recommendation letters, whereas for the master's, we do ask you to submit 3 letters of recommendation. The dates that you see here on this slide, the years are obviously not correct anymore, but the months and days of the months are. So we have an October and a November deadline for applications for the spring semester. And then for students looking to start in the fall, we have 2 deadlines. One is in March and one is June 15th. All of our programs are eligible for financial aid. Unfortunately, we do not have a large pool of scholarships available. They're very limited and highly competitive, but we do encourage students to apply as early as possible so that if we do have funds available, we can consider you early on in the process. And all admitted applicants are ultimately considered, but the sooner the application has been submitted, the better your chances. Finally, if even after taking in all this information, you are not sure yet about starting a graduate program at UNCG, you can also consider starting as a visiting student. Visiting students can take one or more courses here at the university, and if they then subsequently decide to apply to a program and are admitted, they can carry some of that visiting credit, they can carry that with them to the program. So up to 3 credit hours can be counted towards a certificate, up to 9 credit hours can be counted towards a master's degree. That concludes this presentation. I hope you were able to learn a little bit more about our graduate programs. As I mentioned at the beginning of today's presentation, you are more than welcome to reach out to me with any questions you may have. Please email me directly at the address that is shown on the screen.